How many years did you actually do sales for RBC?
Over a year for RBT, but then prior to that, when I started, I was 16, so about 7 years
Oh, wow.
prior to that. Doing PT, like selling for myself. I built up my own business to be
Yep. Yep.
doing over 150K a year when I was like 17. And I had two clients, two PTs working under me by the time I was 18, and then got them both booked out as well. So never stopped selling, always selling.
Yeah. Did you always know that you liked selling, or did you know you were good at it, or did it just come naturally? Or do you think everyone was good at it and you were just normal?
I don't know. Like I was told from a young age that I should get into sales and order. I think I always knew how to talk,
Yeah.
and I always persuade people as well. And then doing it for something good like sales and fitness is definitely. I'm really passionate about it. I don't treat fitness sales like sales because you're getting people to change their lifestyle, getting them into the gym. Doing something that's really good for them. So for me, it's about how many people can I help, and if I don't get someone started, then I sort of blame myself for that because it's like, well, did I do everything I can to actually get them over the line to help them start to make sure they make a better life decision for themselves and ultimately become healthier. So,
that's a pretty interesting mindset. So, like, do you actively tell yourself that like before you jump on a call, or do you find that it's pretty easy to remember?
Definitely. So obviously, I was doing 200 people a month into our 28-day challenges at RBT. So you're speaking through a lot of volume of people, and you can tell, like even in a 6 to 8 minute conversation, you can tell if they really need your help. And I've had some pretty emotional chats with people where they started crying straight away, and they're really unhealthy and they're not happy and everything like that. They start to obviously, pour everything out to you because you built a lot of rapport with them from the start. Obviously, make sure that they trust you, and they have conversations with you, and you're thinking like, fuck, I really need to help this person. Like I need to get them over the line. So, because I know how much they're going to feel better in, 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks if they train with us, because I see it every day. So I really need to help this person. I need to get them over the line and help cover their objections, get their mindset right, get them into training, obviously get the sale, and get another customer that we're going to help.
Yeah. I think that's, something that so many people forget because they get so caught up in their own head, like, oh, I've got to make sure I don't stuff up the script, or I've got to make sure I appear confident or something like that. When it's like kind of counterintuitive, you got to stop thinking about yourself. Is that what you're saying? And think about the actual person you're talking to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because obviously we're all here to help people. Like we're all in the fitness game to help people and change lives. So selling is a part of that. If you don't sell the new customers, there's a million other options. They're not going to go to you. You need to be good at sales, sell your gym, sell your business, sell your brand and you as a person, and you'll get the customer. And it's just about your mindset around that. And especially around financial stress as well. Like gym owners that I speak to are like, I need to make an extra $1,000 a month, but I don't do it. And, I don't do any sales calls, but I need to make that money. And it's like, the only way you're going to get more money is if you sell more people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's like the best task that a gym owner can possibly do is get on the phone. Not only for their bottom line, for their finances, but for the whole reason why their gym exists. Because if you get on the phone, you're actually changing someone's life, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, people don't understand as well, like everything is sales now. You'll see a sign, you got your Facebook, you got your Tinder, you've got, you're at a restaurant and there's 2-for-1 cocktails. Like everything in the world is sales. Like the world is sales. No matter what you're going to do, you're going to sell yourself. So sell your business, sell more people, change more lives, make more money, be a happy business owner. Like it's simple. You just got to change your mindset around it. Once you get your mindset right, like mindset limits all you believe. Like once you get your mindset right, you can really start to achieve whatever you want. And I definitely use that with sales. Like, doing 200 people month in, month out, that's a fuckload of phone calls, but you get them done, you get them through the door, you change people. Trav's happy, the manager of the gyms are happy, everyone's happy. And you feel good at the end of every month because you've done everything you can to change as many lives as you can.
What was the key like mindset shift for you? Maybe you didn't have one, but like, did you have any mindset mistakes, or did you make any mindset shifts that really like made a difference to your mindset?
I think for me, it was just mainly it was focused on like succeeding as well. I'm very afraid of not being the best at what I do. So everything I do, I always need to be the best. So when it comes to sales as well, if I'm competing with 8 other sales guys, well, no one's going to fucking beat me no matter what. I don't care what I've got on or what I've got to do. I'll get the most people signed up. I'll be the best salesman month in, month out, and I'll change the most lives, and I'll be held in the highest regard. And that's obviously what happens. So for me, that was a massive mindset. Also, what fitness did to me as well, I was, 6'3" by the time I was 17, and I was like 70 kilos. I was quite insecure, although I may not come across like it. I couldn't even fill out a small t-shirt. So I started going to the gym when I was 16 and training, and yeah, really boosted my confidence. And again, I just want people to feel that as well. You can be feeling so shit and the world can be so horrible, and you can go to the gym and have a good workout and you come out feeling invincible. Like, so many people don't have that feeling yet. And, especially in Australia, a lot of people are a bunch of lazy bastards. So we've got to get them motivated to train. And again, the only way you're going to do that is through sales, which I'll keep saying.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So let's talk about, before we talk about like the actual sales script and like the words you say and all that sort of stuff and the objections, let's talk about the actual leads. So, because I think this is like a massive issue for a lot of salespeople, or gym owners. They're actually pretty good at sales because they do believe so much in themselves and their product. But the problem is they're just not calling leads. Like, they're doing other random stuff like answering emails, or they're like, sweeping the gym floor or something. It's like, what's your mindset around leads? Like, when you see a lead come in, like, what happens to you in your head?
Well, it's like, okay, so it's like if you're a PT and you've got a client, you don't just go to the client and not train them. Like, you've got a job to be done, you've got to do it. You're paying for leads, you're spending money on leads, you call your leads straight away, especially with the way that we generate leads for our clients, obviously through, Facebook advertising and social media marketing, and getting really high quality leads. These people came to you for you to call them. You didn't just call some random person in the yellow pages and say, hey, sign up to my gym. These people applied for your gym for more information. So it's your job to get them on the phone straight away as soon as they apply. Friday night, 8 p.m., Linda puts an inquiry through. She's feeling a little bit vulnerable. She's not happy. She's obviously just saw it. She's like, yep, I'm keen on this. You call her straight away. The chances of you getting her on the phone is like 7 out of 10, probably even higher. She literally just put her details through. If you leave that lead for 7 days later, she's not even thinking about your gym. She doesn't even remember that she's applied for it. She doesn't even know who you are, and she's not interested. You need to call on the leads straight away when they've applied for it. Get them excited about it. Tell them you're going to change their lives. Tell them what they need to hear, and call the lead straight away. If they don't answer straight away, you drop a text, you drop an email, and you call them again in a couple of hours. Obviously, if it's late at night, you call them first thing in the morning. You call them 3 times a day until they answer the phone. If they don't answer your number, then try and call them with a private number or a different phone. If you've got it, it's your responsibility to get the lead that applied for more information for your fitness facility to get them on the phone. That's your job. It's like, you go to train your client, you train your client. That's your job. You don't just go to the client and have a chat about Sunday for an hour and then you leave. Like, you've got a job to do. You've got to do it. So
yeah, man. Like, it's like when people putting in their name, email, and phone number into a fitness ad, you can't sit there and say, oh, the leads are weak from this Facebook ad. And it's like, no, Julie was scrolling her news feed and she saw something and she said, you know what? My fitness and my health isn't good enough right now. This is something that I want. I'm going to put in my details. And I think a lot of people forget that. Like, it's not an easy process for Julie to do this on Facebook. It's not like she accidentally put in her phone number.
And it's like when I was managing, obviously, the nationals, like, the full sales team of RBT as well, things that I would chat about with my guys, obviously, I go through their motivation. I try and get them motivated and what's going to make them sell more and what's going to make them perform better. But if that doesn't work, I'm like, all right, well, do you want Trav to come up to you and, throw $2,000 in the drain because you're not calling the leads, or, you're not motivated to call the leads. So he can literally just take all the money he was going to spend on ads for the month and just throw it in the bin. And the gym owners can do that as well if they don't want to call the leads, because that's literally what they're doing. Like, you're getting leads on Facebook, you need to call the leads. It's literally just your mindset. Get your mindset right. And yeah, once you get that first sale on the phone, the endorphins kick in, you're all happy, you're buzzing, you got the dopamine, adrenaline, you made a couple of $100, you sell 4 more, you've made $1,000. You do that 5 days in a row, you made $5 grand, you're doing $250K a year. It's really not that difficult.
With regarding calling leads straight away, what's the quickest that you've called a lead before? What's your record?
I'd say, yeah, definitely sign someone up within about 2 minutes. They've seen the ad copy. I think it was probably for our Mari opening. They've seen the ad copy, quickly run through everything. I had 200 leads by that point. I had to be calling through every single day. It was non-stop, 12-hour days. We did a grand opening, 250 people. Me and the other guy, Steve, we did that. So, yeah, I think in about 3 minutes.
250 people. How much is that in revenue, in upfront cash?
We opened with 50K at Murray in front end cash. So I'm fairly sure it was, we opened with more than what we actually spent to open the gym.
That's pretty unreal. And in what time period?
We did a pre-sale 5 weeks out and got everyone signed up. We had 250 people start at our gym before we even had our doors open, and they were all paid 247 bucks.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I think like it's so important for people to hear that and recognize what is actually possible with sales. If you get off your ass and work hard, like 200 grand.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes, you called someone within 2 minutes of them opting into the lead.
Yeah, I went through the ad copy. Obviously, I was pumping out leads. It was high pressure. We really needed to get this to be the biggest opening yet. Again, I do everything to the extreme. I'm in sales. Trav put me on this club opening with Steve, who's obviously a high talented manager as well. And we're like, cool, we're going to make this one the best one yet out of the 20 clubs that we got. Yep. So called the lead, went through the ad copy, asked him a couple of quick questions, cracked a joke. Cool. How would you like to pay? Visa or MasterCard? Here's my MasterCard, ready to go. Obviously, you need to have that awareness as a salesperson when you're going to ask for that MasterCard, because that's your closing pitch. So if you're not quite there yet, don't just fucking risk it, because you're not going to get the sale. Build that rapport with them, crack a joke. Even if they push back a little bit, you need to overcome that, persuade them, make them feel comfortable, and then sign them up. I felt like...
How do you sense that? Obviously, we're going to go through the sales script a bit later, but like, how do you sense that, this is the right time to ask for the card right now?
I think, just general awareness. I felt like, so do you, a couple of questions that you may ask that they will respond to. So it's like, Liam, so obviously, you're going to do the 28-day challenge. We said we're going to try and drop between sort of 3 to 4 kilos. You're going to be training these times and these days. You're going to come in on Monday and Steve's going to see you. Is that everything that you need? Yep, good to go. I'm excited. Cool. How would you like to pay? Ready to
go. When you say it with that confidence as well, it's kind of like, well, all right, let's do it.
Especially, you got to understand that a lot of people in Australia aren't comfortable with sales. That's why we're doing this call. We're doing this call for gym owners that actually own a gym, that actually pay for leads, that want more sales, but they don't want to sell. And it's the same like that. If they've applied for you, I'm telling you now, they've probably applied for 7 or 8 other gyms or inquired with other gyms. So you need to call them. You need to be the most confident. You need to be the most respectful. You need to have the most integrity. You need to build the most rapport, get them excited, make them feel something that the other 8 people that called them and, had the shittest, boringest conversations and don't even give a shit about the customer. You need to make them feel something so they trust you and they're going to buy from you. And then you have a long-term member if you keep that up, through the journey of their lifetime with you.
All right. So before we move, let's talk about the sales script and actually what to say. But Matt Roots had a question saying, basically he gets bogged down with leads, like the compounding effect. Because if he gets, 5, 6, 10 leads in one day, has a really busy day, can't get to call them, and the next day the same thing happens, and again has a busy day, and it just compounds on top of each other. He asked, like, what's a good strategy to help that? Like, how do I juggle calls with delivering sessions? I know I've got an answer, but I'd be really keen to hear what your answer is.
Look, obviously, we're not going to tell our business owners that you need to work 24 hours a day every single day, because that's not obviously the case, and you don't actually need to do that. But at the end of the day, you've got a job to do. You wake up, you've got 24 hours in your day, including sleep, including eating, going to the toilet and showering and training and doing everything like that. You need to allocate time every single day to your calls. 6 to 8 leads, I can get through that in 20 minutes. Only 4 or 5 of them, or probably 6 of them are going to answer. 1 or 2 automatically, 20% will not buy from you. So I've got to have conversations with 4 people. Each conversation will last between 5 to 6 minutes. It's 25 minutes a day to call through 10 leads, because not all of them answer. If you come in with the mindset, I've got 10 leads, they're all going to answer, it's going to be a half an hour conversation. That's never the case. It's never going to happen like that. Allocate between 30 to 1 hour a day of selling. And, if you start to get 200 or 300 leads, then hire a contractor to sell for you, because you've got so many leads, you've got so much volume, you can grow your business at a really fast pace. But if you're calling the leads, every single person can manage at least between 20 to 30 leads a day. Allocate 1 hour of your time, get up half an hour early, go to bed half an hour later, allocate 1 hour of your time, and it's a non-negotiable thing to do. You call through 10, 15, 20 leads, you've got an opportunity to change 10, 15, 20 lives. You've got an opportunity, if you're selling at 200 or 250, to make between, 1,500 to 2.5K with 1 hour of your time. It's the best hour you can spend every single day.
Brian's just joined us. Hey, Brian. You said something really interesting about that, Ruben, about, yeah, like when you go to call someone, 20% of people won't buy. Is that just because they're just not ready, and just no matter what you say, they're not going to come on board?
Yeah, it's just been like, I don't have the science behind it, but I know that it's been a proven fact in sales for quite a while now, that automatically, I know that Trav speaks about it a lot, 20% of people will just not buy from you.
Mm.
And if you call 10 people, if you call 100 people, there's no way that you're going to sign up. Obviously 80, there's going to be 20 people. If you actually log your calls, which I did do for a long time, you'd get the reasons of why people aren't interested. You'd track your calls, and there's just 20 people that no matter what you say or what you do, they're just not going to buy from you.
Yeah, I think that, and that's really important.
That 20% is also the people that don't answer. So it's not like you speak to 10 people and 2 just don't buy from you. Obviously, you're not going to get every single person on the phone. So that's how it's sort of clogged up.
Okay, that's a big clarification. That's good. Yeah, because I think it's so fascinating when people say they don't have time. And Matt, we're not trying to have a dig at you with this question, but at the same time, how many times do you check your phone each day to check your email? Or how many times do you scroll Facebook quickly or scroll Instagram quickly? That 5 minutes is a chance for you to 5 minutes quickly call 2 leads. And one of them might not answer, one of them will answer, and it might not be a good time. But it's a chance to actually connect and get through that list. If you just think that, oh, I'm not going to be able to call these 10 leads unless I allocate an entire 2 hours to call these leads, you're never going to allocate those 2 hours, because you're always going to find something else to do. So like what Ruben's saying is allocate, he said max 25 minutes to get through like 10 leads. Like, fine, allocate 2 25-hour blocks, make it like a 25-minute blocks, make it non-negotiable. But then also make sure that you have your Slack and Zapier integration or whatever it is, so that when you get the lead straight away, you're calling it within the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes, the first 20 minutes. Do people ever get like freaked out if you call them too quickly, Ruben?
No, definitely not. They love it. Like, again, I've signed someone up at 9:30 on a Friday night. It was the first time I've done it that time, but I was sitting on the fence and I was like, all right, footy's just finished, leads come through. And I remember Trav saying something. He's like, that person just applied. Like, they're feeling guilty right now. They've just applied. They've seen it right now. They've literally just applied. The phone is obviously in their hand. They're not going to ignore the call. Call them. Hey, Wendy, it's Ruben from RBT. Oh, that was so quick. Yes, it was. We're here to change your life. Excitement, energy, get them over the line straight away. That's the best way you're going to build a rapport. They're so excited about it. They've never had that before. They've applied for a gym and they've called them back 2 weeks later with a boring ass conversation. That's why they're not training there. That's why they've applied for you. They're ready to go. They want to work with you. You've just got to get them over the phone, get them excited, call them straight away.
Yeah, I think that's so funny. And how's the story we tell ourselves? Like, oh, you can't call leads too quickly. Like, they'll get freaked out. Like, why do we like tell ourselves these stories that just aren't true, right?
I think we always find a way to get a reason to not do something that we know we need to do for some reason. Again, it's just about prioritizing as well. Like, our mind it can play a lot of tricks on you. And, if you've already got a bad mindset around sales, you're going to tell yourself everything under the sun that you shouldn't do those calls because, they're probably busy, or they're probably at church, or they're probably with their family. So I'm not going to call them. Like, you do everything you can to talk yourself out of it. And so you can feel better about yourself of why you didn't call the leads, even though you knew you meant to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's about allocation. If you're a business owner and you're really busy, it's about allocating and delegating time. If I've sold 16 people in one day before. And I think 23 people was the most I sold one day. It was like a 14-hour day that I did. I sold 23 people at the 247 mark. So that's like three grand. So if you're a business owner, majority of that is obviously your cash. You're not going to make 3 grand if you train someone for 1 hour. So if you're getting to that point where you're the best person to do selling, get someone else to coach for that 1 hour, make sales a priority. Everyone's got time to do anything, and every single day it's about making it a priority. So at least own up to that and said, at the end of the day, I didn't make sales a priority today. I'm going to make it tomorrow, and start to change that mindset. Don't say, I don't have time, I can't sell, because you're never going to grow your business. Get someone to do a job that you don't need to do anymore. Delegate that to them. If it's the admin, if it's replying to emails, whatever it is, so you can sell, because ultimately that's going to make you the most money and change the most lives. It's about delegating your time.
Yeah, if you don't have enough cash flow to hire someone, that's even more reason why you need to do sales. Like, it's just like, no matter what situation you're in, sales has to be your number one thing to do. Like, it's, if, as you said, signing someone up for 247 in, signing 3 people up in an hour for 247, like, you've made $750 for your business in an hour. But that's only front end cash. Most gym like participants, you'll get 2 of those people stay on and pay you $2,000 over the course of the next year or so. So really, that hour has earned you $4,000-$5,000, and there's no way training someone for that hour who pays you, max $150 if it's a one-on-one PT. If it's a group training, it's like maybe it's a little bit more because there's more people there, but it can't compare to the leverage that you actually get from the task of sales, right?
So, and again, salespeople are really easy to leverage as well. If you don't have the cash to go and pay someone an hourly rate or a salary or something, or you don't even know anyone in sales, you don't know anyone else, go and call 20 gyms in your area and try and get a salesman on the phone. Whoever pitches you the best, go in there and offer him some commission only to sell for you. Salespeople want more money. They're very easy to influence. Be like, hey, I love your script. I've got a gym. I'll pay you $50 for every sale that you do. I've got 30 leads coming in a day. You can maybe make, an extra $300-$400. Most salespeople won't say no to that. So go out there and find what you're looking for, hire that person, pay them commission only, and it's very easy to do. We've done it plenty of times with, when we needed more salespeople. I've done it when I've wanted people to sell for myself as well. You just pay them some cash only and get it over the line. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, that's really good advice. All right, so I feel like we've got our mindset sorted. We're calling leads as soon as they come in. We've scheduled call times during the day. We've got trainers hired, so we don't have to waste time training other clients. We don't have to waste time ordering equipment or answering emails because we're doing this. Now, we call the lead. What can go wrong straight away? There's only 2 things that can go wrong straight away, right? Like, obviously the ultimate scenario is, strike up a conversation. That's the goal of the sales call. But the 2 things that can go wrong is they don't answer, or they pick up and it's not a good time and they try and get off the phone. What do we do for those 2 solutions? So if they don't answer, what do we do?
If they don't answer, there's multiple things that I've tried. I've double dialed them. So called them, no answer, called them, no answer, or send them a text. You always want to leave 3 points of contact. So either send them a text, send them a voicemail, or send them an email. And then, obviously, schedule them back in for 3 hours. Set a reminder on the phone. I've got to call Wendy back for the second time in 3 hours. Then send another reminder for 3 hours. You're calling them 3 times a day. I've had people I've called, say, 15 times, and they're like, I'm really sorry you stayed so persistent. I'm definitely going to do this challenge. I've never had someone be this persistent before, but thank you for keeping on it. I need to lose these 30 kilos. Thank you. And I'm going to sign up with you because you stayed persistent. I've had that, and my salespeople have had that multiple times.
Yeah.
If you get someone that says fuck off to you, that's not your problem to deal with. That's their problem. They're not happy. They apply, they're not happy in their body. It's not the right time for them, whatever. Try and do everything you can to overcome that. But if they tell you to fuck off at the end, don't take that to heart. And don't just stop calling the leads for the next person, because the next person you're going to call, you're going to change their lives and they're going to thank you for it. So as I said, you're always going to get, maybe 2 out of 10 people that automatically won't buy from you. Don't take that personally. And I think so many people when they do sales take it personally.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, because they don't even know you. They don't even know what you look like. What are you afraid of? And people are like, oh my God, they're looking at me. They're judging me. I'm so bad. That's your own insecurities that you need to get over. They don't even know what you look like. You're not selling face to face. You're calling them on the phone.
No, that's really good advice. All right. So if they don't answer, you're sending them either a voicemail or a text and an email, some points of contact, and then you're setting a reminder in your phone for whether it's 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours to call that person back. And you're making sure that you don't forget to do that, because you will forget. You can't just tell yourself, oh, I'll call Wendy later when I get time, because you won't. You'll prioritize other things. So that's really, really important. All right. So you've connected with someone and they go, all right, Ruben, I'm really keen. I'm just really busy right now. What do we do with that? Because obviously it's hard to sell someone if you can't have a conversation with them.
Yeah, look, obviously some people say that, and you just want to make them feel as comfortable about it to give you a little bit of time as possible. So if someone says,
it's an objection,
hey, Ruben,
right? It's not always the truth.
It's an automatic objection. So if they're like, oh, hey, I'm really, really busy. Then I say, look, Liam, that's completely fine, but you did apply for this challenge on Facebook. I'm just calling you to give you information that you applied for. Do you have 2 minutes of your time now? Quickly run through it. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. You won't hear from me again. If it is, we can obviously get you started to change your life. It's just about tonality and taking control. You need to be in that driver's seat as quickly as possible. If they're asking more questions than what you're asking, then you're fucking failing that call. You need to be in control. You should literally be talking for 95% of the time. Then obviously listen about them. Make sure it's a good fit. Make sure it's an integral fit. Make sure they're actually going to do the challenge, and then sign them up.
That's really cool because, yeah, I remember with our fitness business, like sales, we'd say, oh, you remember you opted in for our challenge via Facebook? And they would say, oh, no, I didn't. And like at first I was like, oh, really? Oh, no, sorry. I must have got the wrong number, or it must have been entered. I get really down. And then I was like, hang on, this is happening way too much. There's no chance that all these people, got wrong numbers entered in, or like forgot about entering their challenge. And so then I started not calling people on it, but I pretty much just ignored them. Like I did what you just said then. I was just like, oh, that's okay, John, but we've got this fitness challenge coming up, and it's actually designed to lose 4 kilos in 4 weeks. And I think it can really help you. Like, have you joined a gym recently, or have you been exercising? And just go straight into the conversation anyway. Again, like tonality, what Ruben's saying, it's like you're coming from a place of, genuinity. So you're being really genuine, asking about them and wanting to help them. And so immediately they'll forget that they've given you an objection, and they'll just start answering your questions, right?
Exactly. And every single person that answers that phone, or you get them on the phone again, it's your responsibility to get them signed up to change their life. Don't look at it from a greedy standpoint or a salesman standpoint. You're in the fitness industry. You own a gym. You pay your taxes. You pay your rent. You do all this. You live the stressful life of a business owner. So get the reward for it. Change as many people as you can. Get obviously the financial reward for it, but then also the genuine feeling that you're actually doing good with your life. Like, you've got an opportunity where you've got power, and you've got internet, and you've got a phone, and you can call people, and you've got leads, and you've got people applying for you, and they're on Facebook, and they got energy. Like, you've got opportunity that most people in this world don't have. Call the lead, get them signed up, make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a day. And you're going to be very happy, and your wife's going to be very happy, and you're going to live a happy life.
Yeah, it's in everyone's best interest, I guess. That's the thing, right? All right, so go on. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, instead of laying in bed every night knowing that you should have done something that you didn't do, like, just get it done. It does not take long.
100%. All right, so you've got them on the phone. They've tried to give you an objection. I love the one like, oh, my friend or my brother must have done that. I didn't do it. It's absolute rubbish. Like, whatever they tell you, they're just a bit scared, right? They don't, because as Ruben said, like, sales, people are uncomfortable around sales. So when we get called by a salesperson, we like try to just make excuses just to get off the phone, because we don't want to go through that uncomfortable situation. It's your job as the business owner and the salesperson just to help them become comfortable, and just remind them of what they're actually doing. Like, they want to join a fitness challenge, and they want to get their life changed and really take control of their body again. And just reassure them through your tonality and being genuine, which all of you are, which is really great. And yeah, they'll immediately forget about everything you just talked about. The important part about objections, and we'll go into objections later, but it's not to necessarily address the actual objection of what they're saying always, because sometimes what they're saying is complete rubbish, and you just need to talk about something else, because they're just saying anything to object. So we'll talk about objections later, but all right, we've gone through. What's the first question you ask them, Ruben? Like, after you've started the conversation, where do you want the conversation to go? You said you need to lead the conversation. Where do you want it to go?
So when I go through my call script, I ask some non-negotiable questions that I tick off really quickly. So I'll be like, cool, Wendy. So obviously it's Ruben here from Result-Based Training. Just giving you a call for the Facebook challenge that you applied for. We're doing the 28-day challenge at the moment. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel excited. We've already changed over 10,000 lives this year. We've already lost over 50,000 kilos or 5,000 kilos this year, making people feel better every single day. And then just start to ask them some questions. So are you currently training at the moment? There's a list of questions that you need to tick off, right? And again, you're using these in your objections. So they're really, really important questions. Are you training at the moment? Yes, I am. Well, you're clearly not getting the fucking results. That's why you've applied for me. Do you work? Yes, you do. Well, clearly you can fucking afford $4 a day. So good, another tick. And you go through and see how many ticks you get before you can close the deal.
It helps them feel understood as well by asking them these questions. It's like, if you don't ask them any questions, you just go, Wendy, this challenge will be perfect for you. They'll be like, what? Like, you don't know anything about me. By asking them these questions and active listening back to them, repeating what they've said and making them feel like they've been heard. When you say, well, Wendy, this challenge will be perfect for you, they go, oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. As long as you do it with confidence.
Explain to them why it would be perfect for them as well. So, cool, Wendy, what times do you work? All right, I work 9 to 5. Great. Well, I've got sessions starting at 6 a.m. all the way through to 8:30, and in the afternoon, I've got 5:15 all the way to 7:30. So you've got the fucking time to do my challenge. I don't care what you say. Cool. Whatever else you want to go through. So, how much weight do you want to lose? Have you lost this weight before in the past? No, I haven't. Or yes, I have. Well, cool. How did you feel back then when you actually lost that weight that you're wanting to lose now? Well, I felt really good. I felt really healthy. Cool. Let's get you feeling that way again, but even better. So you got to ask these questions and overcome that. How much are you spending at the moment on your health if they are training with people? Have you had personal training before? These are all questions that you need to ask. Yes, I've had personal training before. I've paid between $80 to $120 a week. Cool. Well, we're half of that. So, I know that you can afford this challenge, and you're going to use all this at the end, not against them, but to help them understand that this is a good fit for them, just like what Liam said.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. And you actually just reminded me of something. One early objection that I used to get, I don't know if you used to get this, Ruben, but people would say straight away, oh, mate, what's the cost? How much does it cost? What do you do to that when you haven't even gotten into the conversation yet? You haven't even been able to tick off your non-negotiables.
Hey, Liam, cool. Look, I know that you're busy. You want to get through the cost straight away. We do have plenty of different options. So I just want to go through which one would suit you best. I've literally got 4 to 5 questions just to go through. I want to understand where you're at the moment. And then we can definitely go through the different pricing structures that we have. Again, you just, hurdling around the question. They're not going to say what's the cost twice unless they're a fucking idiot. So you answer them, you hurdle around it, and then, you go through the cost. Again, you need to be in the driver's seat. If they're asking you questions, you're not in the driver's seat, you're not going to get the sale.
So taking control of the conversation. So it's like, no matter what they've said, it's like, no, John, I'm asking the questions here. Like, you'll listen to me. That's kind of the mindset.
You're not rude about it. You're persuading the person to, get the result that you want and get the result that they want. Again, they've applied for you. We're not calling random people, selling them into challenges that don't work. We're calling people into something that they applied for. You need to give them the information and give it to them of the best of your ability to get the sale across the line to help and change their life. Again, it all comes, it's just a domino effect. It comes through your mindset, making enough time to do it, getting rid of the bullshit excuses, overcoming all the objections, and then using the objections against them to get the sale over the line.
And that's what I've used as well. Is very similar to you, Ruben, is what's the cost? Well, look, John, like, I really want to tell you the cost, but honestly, I actually can't give you a figure right now because everyone's got different weight loss goals, so you might only want to lose like 4 kilos and build some like bulky muscle. Or you might need to lose like 15 to 20 kilos. And obviously it's going to take a lot longer to lose 15, 20 kilos than it is to 4 kilos. So we have to develop a different program and therefore the cost is going to be different. So does that make sense? Cool. All right, let's get started. I'll just ask you a few quick questions. And again, you feel like they're understood. So then when you do give them the cost, they go, oh, cool. This cost reflects my current situation.
And you need to create enough value as well. So if you haven't created value and you go straight into cost, you're not going to get the sale no matter what, because they're just seeing dollar signs, they're seeing expenses, and they're already talking themselves out of it. There's no chance in hell.
Yeah, that's right. And so, value, like as soon as you say a cost, the only thing they can compare you with is someone else who's just said the cost. So maybe Jets Fitness down the road has a big billboard that says $9 per week. And then you've just said $97 per week. It's like, well, they're just comparing $9 to $97, thinking that you're exactly the same as Jets, and that's not their fault. It's your job as a salesperson to, as Ruben's saying, is build value and show them that you are completely different. So how do we build value on the call, Ruben? Like, what do you actually do? What do you say?
Yeah, it's about overcoming the objections. And once you've got enough of those objections, then you can obviously cover the value. So if I'm like, Liam, cool, are you training at the moment? Yeah, been at Anytime Fitness for the last 3 years. Cool, but obviously, you're on the phone with me, so you're not getting the results that you're after. Yeah, that's correct. So you've been paying $20 a week for the last 3 years. You've been training, 2 or 3 times a week. So you've spent hundreds of hours in the gym. You spent thousands of dollars in the gym, and you haven't got the results. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I am. That's exactly what I'm telling you. Again, you've already created enough value. That's already enough information to get the deal over the line. Liam, you give me 2 hours a week and, not even $4 a day, and I'm going to change your life. So again, you just got to make them feel comfortable about it, create enough value around what you do. And it's about asking those non-negotiable questions, which I can post or I can send you guys a script. So you've got that there, asking the non-negotiable questions. You need to ask every single one of them before you go through your closing pitch.
Yeah, that's really good point.
Collecting a lot of information to help them. Once you've got all the information, crack a little joke, make them feel comfortable about it, literally relay all the information back to them. Cool, Liam. So you work 9 to 5 at the moment. So you could definitely do the morning or the afternoon classes. Another one that we ask is, are your family supportive of you actually, focusing on your health and fitness?
Yeah,
So they
great
can't say,
question.
oh yeah, my wife needs to, I need to ask my wife. So you ask all these questions. So cool, Liam, you're working 9 to 5 at the moment. You can train mornings 3 times a week, and you can do a Saturday session with me as well. We can do the boot camp. Your husband's supportive of you. He's got your back when it comes to training. He can look after the kids while you're doing these sessions, but you can also bring the kid to the 9:30 one. So that's also a good option as well. You've been training for the last 3 years. You spent thousands of dollars and lots of hours, and you haven't gotten anywhere, in the past. And, now you're looking to obviously take control of your health, take control of your happiness and your fitness. And we're going to be training, 3 times 45 minutes a day, and it's only $5 a day. That's how I will sort of close it.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously going to be a great investment. You're going to feel a lot better. I only need 28 days to show you exactly what we're going to do for you. How would you like to pay? We take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or we can do a BSBN account number. It's completely up to you. It's exactly like purchasing a ticket, if you would go to a footy game or a festival. So which option works best for you? You got to make them feel comfortable. I've had sales guys that did a trial shift with me, and they're like, what's your credit card? I'm like, get the fuck out of the gym. Like, don't just ask that straight away. You've got to go through and make them feel comfortable. List all the options. I started doing that a couple of years ago, and it definitely increased the volume of sales, listing all the options. If they're like, I don't have my, my bank card, cool, use your Amex. I don't have my Amex, cool. I know you got a BSBN account number, so what's that, motherfucker? Like, you got to list all of it and make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, 100%. And for people that really struggle with like following scripts or following questions, because I know some people who are super new to sales really struggle with that. A simple solution, this is what I did when I very first started sales, and I was terrible at it, was I used to just ask like, what's their goal, and let them talk about what their goal was, like what they wanted to look like and what they wanted to feel like. And then when they answer, I would be like, okay, Julie, just so I can be clear. And I would just repeat back exactly what they said. You just said your goal is you just want to fit into a size 12 dress again. And your goal is, and I would just literally repeat word for word from what they said. And it's amazing. It's like almost comical, hilarious, the feedback that you get from the person on the phone. They just go, oh my gosh, yes, I've never had someone understand me so well. And it's just like, no, Julie, I don't understand you. Like, I'm literally just repeating what you've just told me. But it seems like magic to them because, they're not used to sales. And so I'd ask them what they want. And then I'd ask them like what is currently holding them back from getting to what they want. And I just ask those 2 questions. So once I've established what they want, they feel like they feel understood. And I ask them what's currently holding them back. And they always say the same thing. I just need the right program, or I just need the right motivation, or I just need the right nutrition plan. Whatever they say, it doesn't matter. I just say, okay, so you're telling me, Julie, if you had the right nutrition program and the right program to keep you accountable and keep you motivated, you think you could fit into a size 12 dress in like 8 weeks time. Is that right? Is that the only thing that's holding you back? And she goes, yes, that's exactly what I need. Like no one's ever told me that before. And I'm like, well, that's great because that's exactly what our program is. Like we literally give that to you. And she's like, oh, unbelievable. And like, if you do this well, like you'll have people saying, well, where do we go from here? Like, when do I get started? Like they'll be that keen. So, but if they're not, as Ruben just said, like we need to take control of the conversation. We go, great, Julie, this is where you're at. Oh, Ruben, have I still got you?
Yeah, still there.
This is where you're at. You've just told me this, this, and this, and this. Because we're the experts and we know what happens, like we know that we need to do this, this, and this for you. It's $4 a day. It's going to completely change your life. Now you've got a couple of options to pay. Visa, MasterCard. You can pay with Amex. You can even pay with BSBN account number. Which one would you like to pay with today? Oh, I'm sorry. What kind of? I just don't have more. There's always like an objection that will come up, right? Well, not always. Like some people are like, boom, let's do it. But depending on the type of person and depending on how much value you've built on the call, there'll be an objection. And this is okay. Like Ruben, you get a lot of objections, right? And it's not because you're a bad salesperson, because you're not a bad salesperson. You're a really good salesperson. You're the best, mate. Number one.
Everyone always objects. Everyone's always the reason why a lot of people object as well is you got to understand these people aren't happy. They're fucking 30 kilos overweight. They don't have enough energy to play with their kids. They're getting 4 hours sleep a night. They're fucking really unhappy.
And they've failed before, right? They've failed before.
They feel like failures. They don't feel good about themselves. They got no self-esteem and no confidence. That's the majority of people that we're speaking to. right? You're not going to get some elite athlete unless you're really specialized. It's going to apply for your gym and they got full of energy and they take my money, take my credit card, whatever you need. You're never going to get that person on the phone. You're dealing with people that aren't happy, that aren't confident, they need their life changed by you. So you got to understand that and sympathize with them as well on the phone. You need to bring the energy and the confidence and the excitement and make them feel something. As soon as they feel something and they trust you, they're going to buy from you. And that's all it is. You know, as I said, you've got to find the right point of when to close that, when to build enough objections. I've spoken to people and I swear they've spoken in one tone for 8 minutes. Like I didn't know what to gauge from it. But you got to understand that's just part of it, because these people aren't happy. They've got no energy. They've got no confidence. You need to make sure that you bring that to them, make them feel something, make them feel like that you really care about them, and you're going to get the sale over the line.
Yeah. Okay. So what are the main objections, like, Ruben, you'll get when you ask for payment details? What's something that someone will say?
Oh, you know, I don't feel comfortable paying over the phone right now. Look, Jenny, I completely understand. I've had this obviously happen in the past. I do understand that, you know, some people aren't paying, you know, comfortable over the phone. There's a few options depending on what obviously technology you've got. What I would normally say is, look, we do take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or a BSBN account number. So whichever one would suit you best. If you prefer the BSBN account number, that's fine. We can organize, you know, for you to be debited straight away. No problem at all. But I do need to secure this challenge for you. Obviously, we've gone through absolutely, you know, everything. It is a perfect fit for you. You're going to be training these times. Your husband's supporting you. It's only $4 a day. You can definitely afford that, as we've obviously established. We're going to get the results that you're after. So let's not stop you from getting started. You know, so how would you like to pay? Just keep asking him. Just keep asking him over and over again, going through everything that they've told you. And yeah, eventually they're going to give in. If they're really not comfortable, then if you've got a link that you can send them, say, cool, open up your laptop right now. I'm going to send you a link. We can work through it together, but don't get off the phone until you got that commitment. Oh, you don't want to pay the full price right now? That's fine. I'll take a 25% deposit. You can come in on Monday morning at 9 a.m. You know, if you don't like what we spoke about and you don't like what you said, I'll give you that deposit back, but I do need a commitment from you, or I can't hold a spot. I've got 3 spots left. We're very strict. We only work with a certain amount of people. How would you like to pay? Make them feel comfortable. That's all you got to do.
So yeah, guys listening, it's really important to see how Ruben handles that. And this is a mistake so many people make. So the person said the objection, I don't feel comfortable. So first thing you do is you make them feel okay about having that objection. Don't tell Julie that she's an idiot for feeling uncomfortable, because you just break rapport, right? Don't belittle her and say, well, we always do this and everyone does this. Like, that doesn't help. First thing you go is, that's fine, Julie. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. I understand. You know, reassure the customer or the client that they're okay. And then what he goes on to do is then explain what he can do and why they have to do it. And then this is the one that everybody forgets. Repeat the damn close. Everyone thinks, oh, she just said I'm not able to take payment over the phone, so I'll just tiptoe around and try and sell her some other way. No, talk to her, reassure her, tell her why you need to do it, and then ask her for payment again. I think that's something that everyone always forgets, and it seems so simple, but as Ruben said, you just got to keep asking for payment over the phone. Even though she said she's not comfortable, you keep asking for it, because your confidence in yourself and your reassurance to keep asking it is enough reassurance for her most of the time. Because they're like, well, he keeps asking me, so I'm just going to do it because he's so confident, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, it's just about making you feel comfortable.
So, all right, she said, I don't feel comfortable accepting payment over the phone. What's another objection that you'll have when, someone, it's come to the price close?
Again, I left my credit card at home, or I need to ask my husband. But then you go through all the objections, you go through it all. Again, it's just, you got to ask all these questions, before you go through your close, you need to make sure that you've covered everything. So
yeah.
I need to ask my husband. Okay, look, I completely understand that obviously, you want to check with the husband to make sure it's all good. But, we did establish that your husband is happy, or your family are supportive of you doing the challenge. And we did already establish that you can train these times and these mornings and everything like that. So, I don't want this to be an excuse. You just got to make them comfortable. I've had this in the past where, people have said that and then they haven't come back. And they've called me 6 months down the track and they said, I really wish I signed up with you. I don't want that to be you. I know that we can genuinely change your life. So again, you just got to make them feel comfortable and cover those objections. I don't have my credit card. Cool. I'm sure the BSBN account number. Every single person's BSBN account number. iPhones now on Facebook, store your credit card details. So if you purchase something, or if you go to a link where it needs your credit card, most of it's already pre-filled. It's just a bullshit excuse that most people have. No one leaves the house and goes about their day without a single dollar in their pocket. You know, no one carries cash anymore. So everyone's got a credit card, a bare spend account number, or they tap their phone. That's technology these days. It's just not an excuse that's valid anymore. So you just got to overcome that, and don't let them believe their own bullshit lies. Just like you don't let yourself believe the bullshit lies that you can't call or you're not going to sell the leads. It's just excuses that you tell yourself to get out of something to make yourself feel more comfortable about it. So you've just got to overcome it all.
Okay, what if someone says, you've gone through all the important questions that you've talked about, but someone says, "Oh, I know I said my husband's supportive, but I really do need to check with him."
Okay, so yeah, you can say, there's a few things you can say. That's fine. Look, give him a call now. Give you a call back in 5 minutes. Depending how confident you are, how far you want to push it, you can add him into the call. You can offer to call him. Again, it's about whatever you want him to do. It's just about making him feel comfortable. Look, I'm happy to give him a call if you like. I've done that in the past. Just make sure the husbands feel comfortable. Make sure that we can obviously commit to this. Did you want me to do that for you? It's just about, overcoming it without having too much cheek, but just overcoming it. And again, making them feel comfortable. Like, yeah, I don't know obviously about too much about marriage and stuff, but I have sold a lot of people. Like, I don't think many people need permission to spend $200 on a fucking fitness challenge. Like, who needs permission in that? It just doesn't work like that. Yeah. Unless you're in a really tight budget, you've got absolutely no money. Well, then I doubt you would have even applied for it. Like, you knew it was going to come for a cost. So again, it's just a bullshit excuse you got to help overcome.
Yeah, unreal. And I think it's funny because when people say, "Oh, I need to check with my husband," I'm not sure if he'd approve. Or like, does he want you to look sexier? Does he want you to look like you did when you were in your young 20s? Like, of course he'll approve. It's just, as Ruben's saying, it's just a bullshit excuse. And so, Rubes, do you ever like give people like a little like cooling off period? Is that like a cool strategy to do? Because I know I've done that in the past, and I've said, Julie, what we need to do is to lock in your spot. We need to actually get you signed up right now, and we need a credit card or payment method to do that. Otherwise, you'll lose your spot. If you go and tell your husband that you've signed up for this $4 a day challenge, and he cracks it and he's really not happy, you've got my number. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me, and just tell me, and we'll refund the payment straight away. Have you ever said something like that?
Yeah, you can do, especially when I was going through volume and I really wanted to make it feel comfortable. You can do that if I didn't have enough time to really go through everything and make sure every single person is ready to be sold then and there. Yeah. But I would still normally get them to come into the club because it's your chance to resell them. Look, okay, Jenny, you got a 7-day cooling off period. If you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. I completely understand, but at least give yourself the opportunity to do this challenge. At least give me the opportunity to change your life like I promised you that I'm going to do. So if you don't want to do it, just come down to the gym. You just need to sign, and we can definitely refund the payment for you. That's no problem at all. Again, it's just about making you feel comfortable. You don't want to use that all the time, but if you feel like if you make that judgment, it's got to be the right thing to do to get them over the line, well, then use that, because 1 in every 100 person will actually cash in on it.
Yeah. All right, cool. I think the only other objection we can get is, besides all the ones that we just talked about like money and wife and husband and all the ones that you should tick off in the important questions throughout the call so they can't object. But what about the one where I'm just not sure, I really need to think about it. Can you let me think about it?
Yeah, cool. So Liam, what exactly did you need to think about? Again, go through absolutely everything that you covered. What exactly did you think about? You've been training for the last 3 years. You've spent $3,000 on training. You spent this many hours. You're not happy right now. You need more energy. You don't have enough energy to spend with your kids. You're not training properly. These are all enough reasons for you to sign up and do the challenge with us today. What else do you need to think about?
Oh, I'm just not. I just like to think about things before I start them.
Look, we only work with people that are actually committed to change their life. That's all we need. The initial commitment from you. We'll take care of the rest. We do accountability. We obviously make sure you got enough time. We do time management. We do everything that you need to do from the start to finish to get through this challenge and feel a lot better. So all I need is that commitment from you now. If I don't have that from you, then unfortunately I can't hold the challenge for you. I've still got 20 people to call to. I can guarantee, the spots will be gone by the end of the day. If you want to feel better, it's an opportunity for you to, train with us. And I'm happy to work with you, but I do need that initial commitment from you now. And then again, you can go through the cooling off period. You can go through whatever you need to say to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, cool. So the lesson is
like, what exactly do you need to think about? Ask them 10 times. What do you need to think about? And eventually they're going to start saying less and less shit. And then you can just sign them up.
Yeah. It's so important for you guys to understand. Is like, I think people get so caught off by objections and they overthink it too much. It's like, an objection is an objection. Just talk to them about it and then take control of the conversation, as Ruben does and is demonstrating here, and say, all right, we've covered that objection. There's no reason for that objection to be there. This is what we need to do right now. And again, they might object again, and they might object like 4 different times or 5 different times. It doesn't matter. Like, you're there to change their life. You just reassure them, bring it back, talk to them why you have to take payment now, and ask for the payment right now. And like, they'll do it again. And you keep going around in circles sometimes, Ruben, don't you? But it's worth it, right?
Look, once you've sold like over 25,000 people into fucking gym memberships, you hear everything, all the bullshit excuses, and you start to learn how to overcome that. So if you're selling between 20 to 50 people a month, you'll learn very quick, and your competence in sales will increase very quick, and your bullshit threshold will obviously disappear very quickly as well, and you'll learn how to overcome that shit. So it's just about getting on the phone and doing it. The first 50 calls might suck, but then, you know, the next 50, you're going to start selling at least sort of 60% of them or 50% of them. It makes it a lot easier and a lot better. And when you start checking your bank account, you make an extra $1,000 a day, you know, life's not that bad. If someone tells you that they don't have enough time, well, then you fucking create the time for them, because, you know, your competence to overcome these objections have increased by just getting on the phone and doing the job that you need to do.
Yeah, 100%. Is there anything else, Ruben, you think like we should cover or is important for these guys to understand with regards to sales?
I can send through different call scripts, send through different email scripts and text templates that they can obviously use. But I think the main things is obviously what we've covered is getting your mindset around sales, making sure that you're getting the job done, making sure that you overcome the objections, making sure that you're sympathizing. So obviously emotional intelligence with who you're speaking to. Liam, if you call me and you've got heaps of fucking energy, well, I'm going to match your energy. I'm going to have a higher energy level than you because you're going to respond well to that. But if I call you and you got no tonality and you're, you know, really sad, then I've got to sympathize with you. I'm not going to speak at you 100 miles an hour. I'm going to take my time and really work through it. Just the emotional intelligence and the awareness of who you've got on the other side of the phone, make it feel comfortable, cover all the objections. You know, if they object 10 times, well, that's fine. Make sure you've got 11 objections ready to go to overcome that because you've asked for the questions, you've done your job properly. You know, go through all the payment methods, make them feel comfortable again, using the right tonality the whole time and get the deal over the line. I think that's pretty much it. And it's all comes just down to mindset and getting it done essentially. And then just constantly doing it every single day, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you own a business. It's going to be tough. Once you get it going, you're good to go.
Yeah, unreal. I love the quote. If you want to be in the 1%, you've got to do what the 99% won't. And so, you know, honest truth is 99% of people don't prioritize sales and don't treat sales seriously. But the ones that dominate do. So
even PTs, like for the PTs that we got in the group, 80% of PTs fail straight away. That's a shitload of money and time spent on a career that's getting 80% of people nowhere. So the reason why those 80% of people, sorry, just cut out a little bit then. The reason why those 80% of people fail is because they don't know how to sell. It's not because they're not good trainers. I've met some of the best trainers, very qualified trainers that aren't busy because they cannot sell. You need to learn how to sell and be comfortable with it for any business or anything in life to grow and happen.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so to summarize, the problems with leads, like, oh, I can't get a hold of my leads or I don't have time to call my leads, like we covered why that's bullshit and why that's your own objection to your own mindset. Can't get hold of the leads. Ruben's sold for every single location all around the country. Like, no matter what location your gym is in, you can get hold of your leads. Doesn't matter what country, what city, what time of day, what it is, you can get hold of your leads. Sure that a lot of them won't pick up the first time. It doesn't matter. You just keep calling them. It might seem frustrating. Oh, I have to keep calling these leads. I have to keep calling these leads. But it's like, don't be that client of yours that gets frustrated that they haven't lost 10 kilos after the first gym session. Like, you think it's ridiculous that a client complains about not, dropping a dress size in 1 week. You're like, it's not possible to do that. But then here you are complaining that you can't get a hold of the leads after 2 days. It doesn't work like that. Like, you have to actually take the time, call them, and you will get through to them. We covered the actual opening of the call. When they do answer, taking control of the call straight away. If they're trying to get off the phone, just reassuring them that you can talk to them. Again, don't let them sell you. I think, is it Grant Cardone who says sell or be sold? Because there's only 2 outcomes of a sales conversation, right? Like, either you sell them into the program or they sell you why they don't want to do it, or they sell you their own excuses, right?
Yep.
So on the actual call, we talked about like the non-negotiable questions, covering off all the things. So later on, when they have the objections, they can't use as many, but it also makes them feel like they're understood. And then when it's actually the objection time, so we've got the objections like, I can't just pay now. Can't I come in later? Or, oh, I don't feel comfortable giving my card over the phone. Or they say stuff like, can I think about it? Again, all of these is just designed to test you, and they're looking for reassurance from you to go, it's all right, Julie, I understand, but this is what we need to do to secure your spot. I've got enough confidence in myself to ask you for the sale again because I know it's the most important thing for you. So let's do this. Am I kind of understanding that mindset correctly, Ruben?
Yeah, and I think what's important as well, just make sure you're making some quick notes. Like have your notes open on your MacBook, or have a little pen to paper there for the leads that you do get hold of. Make some quick notes, and then again use that against them, because you're not going to remember absolutely everything. So make some quick notes, use that against them to get them over the line, persuade them to sign up with you and start to change their life.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. It's been freaking epic 1 hour conversation. Literally hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars worth of knowledge from Ruben in the amount of sales that he's done. So, guys, if you need to go back and listen to this again and take notes, then do that. And if you need help, like, post in the group, ask us questions. Myself and Ruben are always active in there and always looking to help you guys with sales, because the better you guys get at sales, the more lives you can change, and the more lives we change indirectly as well. And that's why we're here doing this, because we want to change as many lives around the world as possible through you guys. So
if you really need some help as well around your mindset, like reach out to Trav. I'm sure he'll happily send you an abusive video that you can watch every single day to get your mindset right. Like I'm sure he'd be happy to do that. So like we're all here to help you. Sales is something that I'm really passionate about, as you can probably tell. Because again, ultimately, you're changing so many lives, and you can sleep well at night knowing that you've done everything you can that day to change as many lives as possible. And it's always about giving back. And if your motivation is money, well, then think about, again, 2 in 10 people automatically are always going to buy from you. So once you get those leads on the phone, it's cash in the bank. So if you're motivated by money, just think about that as well. You're always going to get that person on the line. No matter if you call 100 people and none of them answer, call the next 100. You're going to sign people up. You just got to get it done.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right. Thank you, bro. Cool. And until next time.
All right. See ya.